Hello and welcome to the It Girl series episode 1. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm going to make sure that this is the most valuable series you find on internet in your whole life. Let's talk about what is this series going to be and what I have planned for you and what you can hope to learn from this series. Now basically, I'm going to make sure all of you watching this series leave as being the it girl of your life, okay? As being the main character, just radiating off that energy of being the main character, being a charming person, being a person who is like a magnet, okay? And I'm so excited for that. I have studied a lot about this because there are certain um, psychology aspects of this, a few scientific have like basically some theories behind this, a few laws of the universe behind being the it girl, okay? And that is I'm going to cover that chapter by chapter. So in episode 1 we are going to be covering the mindset of an it girl. How does an it girl think, behaves, and like what is her self-belief, how does her mind work, what kind of thoughts does she have, and we are basically going to rewire our whole mindset. So you right now watching this video are a complete different person, and you leaving this video will be a complete different person. I'm going to make sure of that. Your whole self-image is going to be changed, your self-belief, your self-concept, your narratives that you have created for yourself, all of them are going to be completely shifted. This series is free. I could have charged a lot for this, okay? But the thing that you are paying is your attention, and I want you to be committed to this series. I am going to make sure I'm posting 2 episodes of this series every day on my YouTube. So subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, because this is going to be insanely good, amazing series, okay? Starting off with, how does an it girl see the world? Okay, like from which perspective is she seeing the world? Number one, she's never blaming the external factors. She owns and takes responsibility of her life. She isn't out there being like, oh, this happened to me because of XYZ. Okay? Because she's aware, she's responsible. The day you stop putting the blame on external factors is the day that your life will start changing, because you are too comfortable. I didn't win that competition because something happened in my life. I cannot wake up early because of my friends. They keep me awake at night. Okay? Instead of finding factors to blame or put the blame on, instead of finding excuses to not achieve a certain goal that you are trying to achieve, you take responsibility. So being an it girl starts with awareness, okay? You need to be aware of what your goals are, what actions you need to be taking to achieve those goals, and then third, why haven't you achieved those goals yet? What's getting in the way? Okay? What is getting in the way of you achieving, actually hitting those milestones? So it starts with awareness. The second thing is that an it girl is delusional. So she has big dreams, big goals for herself, and she will not stop until she achieves each one of them. She's delusional. She has such big goals that people's mind are in like, they tear apart in 2 parts when they hear about her goals. Okay? And she is confident about those goals because let's be honest, okay? If someone you have to okay, and it girl stops playing small, okay? She's not playing small, and she's owning it. She's being loud about that. She's telling everyone that yes, I have these goals and I am going to achieve them, no matter how unrealistic they sound. So for example, when I started this YouTube channel, a lot of people ask me like, what's your plan on, like, what are you going to do with this YouTube channel? Is it just like a side hustle, something that you are going to forget about in the next 4 months? Is it something temporary, or you have some goals for that? So I was a bit insecure, I was a bit shy calling myself a YouTuber, or like telling them that I'm going to monetize that in the future. I have plans for that. So I would say that, yeah, it's just a hobby. I love speaking, and just what's a better way to spend my time doing something I love? Which is true, by the way. I love speaking. If you cannot feel the passion as I'm speaking, but that's another story. And then I realized, like, no, I do want to make it on YouTube. I do want to be a big YouTuber. I do want to, like, speak, and I want to get my voice heard by millions of people. And that is a big goal. But that, because if you are not owning your goals, if you are not being loud about them, if you are not confident in them, who do you think is going to back you up? This leads us to another point, which is an it girl backs herself up. You have to be the loudest clapper, okay, for yourself. You have to clap the loudest for yourself. Your friends, your family, your relatives, your childhood best friend, they are secondary, right? You can have expectations from them, but you first have to learn how you are going to just lean on yourself. Okay, you are not going to rely on someone else to support you or to give you that push. You are going to rely on yourself, and you are going to be your loudest cheerleader. Okay, I know it sounds really good it sounds really good when you hear that, oh, my friend is my loudest cheerleader. It sounds really good. Okay, and we should have friends who are our biggest supporters, but it starts with you being your biggest supporter. And this leads to another point, because everything is connected, you'll see. This is basically kind of, you can say, the law of attraction. So who you embody is what you attract. Like, so what you're embodying is what you're going to be attracting. So for example, if you aren't comfortable in your own looks, how can you expect other people to find you attractive? How can you expect other people to tell you that you look good? Okay, a lot of the people are like, they make fun of me, they make fun of my looks, they make me feel insecure. Well, ask yourself, why are you letting yourself be insecure about your looks? Okay, one thing is, an it girl is confident in herself. And one more thing is that an it girl isn't like a standard pretty. You know what standard pretty is? Having blonde hairs, being white skinned, being skinny, being tall. That is what the standard pretty is. And this has been normalized by social media. Every other pretty person you see out there is same. Blonde, white skin, tall, going to Pilates every single day, skinny, clear skin, drinking matcha, drinking iced coffees. That is what the standard pretty is right now in this world. But you need to understand that you just radiate a really different, a really magnetic aura when you are embracing who you are. Every time you feel insecure about your looks or how you look, how the world may perceive you in terms of beauty, you need to remember who created you. God created you. God, the most powerful thing in the whole world. God created mountains, sunsets, rainbows, the whole universe, flowers, really, really beautiful animals. Do you just ever look at the sky and be like, God has to be such a great artist to be able to create a beautiful sky? Like the shades of purple and pink are just coming together. They are creating this ombre effect and the clouds over that. It's just breathtaking. And then in the Quran, in the holy book, God has called humans his most beautiful creatures, most dearest and most beautiful creatures. Do you even understand how powerful of a statement that is? God created this whole universe and then called humans his favorite, most dearest, most closest creatures. Just the next time you feel insecure, remind yourself that You are not an ordinary creature. Even extraordinary is a big word. Just, you are incredible. Okay, God has created us with so much love. Just imagine how bad He must feel when we are like, I'm not insecure, like I'm insecure, I don't look good. Just ditch that belief right now. Okay? And instead of hiding your natural features, start embracing them. So I have seen a lot of people with beautiful curly hair. They start straightening them because they're insecure, because every other person they see around them has these beautiful straight hairs. But something just shifts the moment they tell themselves that this is who God created me, gave me these beautiful curls. I'm going to own them. I'm going to wear them out every single day, and I'm not going to hide them. The second they have this belief, the second they say this, the whole aura around them just shifts. Okay, they start radiating a different energy, a confident energy. Another thing, another perspective, another mindset of an it girl is basically she knows her self-respect, her self-worth, and she damn well owns it and she follows it. So the thing is that when you're letting people walk all over you again and again, you're just telling them that you can make fun of me, you can just play with me, you can mess with me, you can go away, come back, mess with me again, make fun of me, play with my mental health, and then go back and come again and do it all again. And you're kind of like telling your brain that it's okay for people to disrespect me. It's okay for people to walk all over me. God has time and time again reminded a person of their self-worth. And you are no one to let yourself be disrespected. You need to create boundaries. You should have such strong boundaries that people are even like thinking twice before telling you anything, before saying something bad to you. They are thinking twice because they know that you aren't the kind of person who is just going to get away with it. Let them get away with it. You know what's not cool? Walking, talking, or being in company with the same people who disrespect you, who are talking behind your back. Just a lot of the times, what I have observed is that people will stick with the same group year after year, time after time, only because they're afraid of being alone. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. You can be alone, but you cannot be lonely because you complete yourself. No one else completes you. You right now watching this video are complete within yourself. You love yourself, you take care of yourself, you are always there for yourself. You can go out alone, you can eat alone, you can travel the whole world alone, and no one's going to take you away from you. You can be alone, but you cannot be lonely. It's a state of mind. Being lonely or being fulfilled is just a state of mind. I have seen people sitting alone in the corner and just feeling happy. They are feeling filled. They are feeling fulfilled. They don't give a damn about what other people are doing. They don't want other people's company because they are completing themselves. You as a human were created complete. You don't lack anything. You don't want someone to complete you. You are the only person who will be with you at the highest and the lowest. And you need to understand that, you need to realize that. And when I say you are right now in a company of people who disrespect you, I'm sure some names are popping in your mind. So instead of just ditching them, I want you to first have a conversation with them. It is going to be uncomfortable, but uncomfortable conversations are good conversations. Okay? Have a conversation with them. Discuss what is it that you are feeling, like what is it that you're feeling, what challenges are you facing with them. Give them a chance, see if they improve themselves, because look, I am not going to tell you to just go and break that friendship you have with a friend for 10 years just because she disrespected you once, okay? I believe that is just no way. If everyone in this world starts cutting their friends or their family members, or like their acquaintances after one fight or one misunderstanding, we cannot live together. The world will never be able to move forward. So have a conversation. Sometimes it's just a misunderstanding. Sometimes you think your friend disrespected you, but simply it's because what if they were dealing with the biggest problems of their life and they were having mood swings and they were having problems. They weren't able to discuss that. Okay? So as a human, it is your responsibility to be a good communicator. Have a conversation. Tell your friend, I didn't like how you behaved last day with me or yesterday with me. Is it because you were dealing with something in your personal life? Or is it because I was wrong to trust you? Or is it because I had some different expectations with you? Like, what is the problem? What's the gap? Where did we go wrong? Okay, this is a mature conversation. And if you see the same commitment from their side, if they are willing to change themselves, then be with them. Okay, be with them. Give them another chance. But if you see that they are making the same mistake again and again, ditch them. Okay, one time it can be unintentional, second time can be unintentional, but third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 12th time, they are doing it intentionally to just mess up with you. Okay, mess with you. Another thing is, a knit girl does not care about what other people are thinking about her. She's just in her own lane. Look, let me give you a simple analogy. You're walking on a road, okay? This is where you are right now. This is your end goal, okay? This is where you want to be. Now, you are walking straight. There's, let's say, a tree here. And will you hit it? Will you try cutting it down? No, you will just take 2 steps to the right. Okay, you will start moving forward. There is, let's say, there's a dog, okay, here, and the dog is barking. Will you start barking back at it? And you're going to be like, the dog barked at me, so I'm going to bark back at it. Or will you just change the direction? Whatever it is, you are not going to give your attention and direct your attention towards a tree, towards a barking dog. You are going to change your direction and reach your end goal. This is the same analogy you should be using, or the same example you should be using with the people in your life. We all are here to serve a purpose. And you need to be aware of one thing. So many people who are right now here with you that maybe you talked to 10 minutes ago, we don't know what the future holds. Maybe they are going to be just a person in past. Maybe 2 years from now, you won't even remember their name. We need to understand that what will always remain with us, remain constant with us, is our purpose, is our goals. People come and go. I still have the names, I still remember their faces, the people I used to be friends in childhood with, and then I spent 4 or 5 years with them, and then I shifted schools, and we haven't talked in we haven't talked in 6 years, 4, 5, 6 years, we haven't talked. The thing is that you need to understand that people will always have to say something about you. People will always, especially when you're confident, when you have a lot of goals, when you are secure in your personality, and when you're just fulfilled in yourself, people will have a lot to say about you. Okay, and I'm going to make a whole other video on this. But actually, like, being an it girl, okay, or like stepping into this whole elevated version of yourself, it's not easy. It sounds really good, it sounds rainbows and sunshines, but at times it can be really difficult. It can be really uncomfortable. So back to the point. Instead of just stopping in your tracks and giving answers or talking back to the people who are backbiting or who are talking behind the back, you should just move on. You know what? Narcissists, right? Narcissists live on their victims' replies or their victims, this state of helplessness. So for example, I'm a person and I'm abusing you. The more you let's say scream, or the more you cry, the more reaction you give me, it will fulfill me, and I will abuse you again so I can get that reaction out of you. That is what fulfills a narcissist. That was an example, a really harsh one, but an example, okay? So the people who are backbiting or who are talking behind your backs, the more reaction you give to them, the more they'll want to talk, because they have negative minds and they're living off of your reactions. Okay? And when you literally just give them a smile, you just move on, you will see they'll stop. They'll stop talking, because you aren't giving a flying freak to them or about them. And this will just make them so mad they will not talk about you. So this was all for episode 1. I hope you learned a ton. I hope you also identified the gaps in your current mindset. And I will be meeting you in the next episode. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. And do comment a pink heart in the comments if you like this video, so I can continue to create more such kind of content.